button, and then I'm going to do one of these. And now we're talking video game. No, we're talking not. Fuck. Now it's every. Welcome to Thunder and Lightning Gaming, our flagship podcast. I'm Thunder.
Wow. And I'm Lightning. You struggled there.
I didn't get much sleep last night.
Okay.
And I'm going to be honest with y'all about that. Chris.
That's me.
How was your week?
My week has been pretty good. We got a show tonight.
Yes, I'm going to be there.
Yeah. We're dressing up as the Scooby-Doo gang, and we're doing theme songs tonight, which isn't what we typically do. We're an original band. But we're doing that tonight at the Jungle in Somerville. If you want to see what we look like, check out Lions in Lavender on either Facebook or Instagram, Lions_and_Lavender for Instagram, and then Facebook, just Lions in Lavender. You can check out our costumes, what we all look like. I'm Fred. So if you want to see me as Fred, go check it out there. Beyond that, just horrendous amount of school and a horrendous amount of playing Pokemon Shiny. And that has been my week. The end.
Oh.
Written by Chris.
Interesting. I also wasn't going to talk much about my week.
I mean, we got paid again
we
from
did,
Twitch,
yeah.
Which thank you, everybody. We already said that earlier, but thank you. We're really excited about that, and we're excited everybody's been pitching in and being a part of the channel.
Yeah. I'm excited for what's yet to come. I hope Twitch doesn't fuck us with their new policy that they appear to be enacting. But we'll see. Maybe we'll stream on YouTube. I don't fucking know.
I hope not. We've been building this channel up for too long, but I agree with the sentiment. I know where you're coming from.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah. My week was fine. I watched Bahubali 2, the conclusion, and I don't think I want to do an episode on it anymore.
Okay. Oh, interesting.
But we've been getting a lot of let's talk about that.
Yeah.
So okay. I am going to repeat myself, but for those of you who don't know, a week or two ago, maybe even 3 weeks ago, we uploaded an episode of this podcast, one you're listening to right now, where I just so happened to talk about the fact that me and my father watched RRR twice in the same day. So I put that as the title because when I title those podcasts, I just, what's the first thing I can think of that we talked about? Wasn't intentionally trying to clickbait RRR, and we got within a week we got over 2,000 views. It's almost got 5,000 right now.
It's our third most watched video currently.
And it's about to be our fourth because due to the positive response from that podcast, Chris watched RRR and we sat down. We did an episode of Cinematic Relief where we talked about RRR. That episode is also exploding. Literally, the Tuesday, the day after it uploaded, it said 900 views and 21 comments. And I was like, oh, that's pretty good. And I was like, oh, wait. And I realized I hadn't refreshed the page. I refreshed the page. It was literally triple that.
Yeah.
It was 2,100 or 2,200 views and 41 comments. And it's almost double that now. The response has been crazy in a good way, obviously. We've gotten a lot of recommendations, which I really appreciate. We've got a lot of people educating us, which I also appreciate. I'm learning.
That's what I was
I'm learning a lot from our comment section. And it's a few things here and there where I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. That's pretty interesting. And a few things here and there where I'm like, oh, okay, what you said, I now understand further something that I maybe wasn't understanding that much because I'm a foreigner. So the response has been great. I don't think Bahubali would make a good podcast, but we have plenty of suggestions in those comments.
Yep.
So I think the one I saw suggested
if we can't think of anything for Cinematic Relief, maybe we'll pick one.
Yeah, totally. The one I saw requested the most was Kantara. I don't know anything
that
about
a lot,
it. I haven't done any research on it yet. But that's the number one that I saw requested. I saw one person literally say do more Indian cinema and Indians will come in droves or something like that.
I did not see that, but
yeah,
okay.
there was a he was very direct. He was like, just do this and we'll keep watching, essentially.
Interesting.
But
anyways, thank you to everybody who's been
Yes,
watching.
yeah.
Thank you for all the support. If you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. If you haven't seen RRR yet, go check that out. It's a fantastic movie. But wanted to spotlight that. A lot of great things happening here on Thunder and Lightning Gaming, and we wanted to spotlight that as one of them.
this is a great segue into what I was going to talk about next, because Mason is suggesting the movie Bullet Train.
The one
for
that
cinematic
just
release.
came out, I really wanted to watch.
It's
that.
on my list. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't. I think Mason's gonna like.
Is that still in theater? Or is that streaming somewhere? Or are we in the weird in between?
No, I think it's out on Blu-ray, so it's probably streaming somewhere.
Okay.
I think Mason's gonna send it to me.
Oh, really?
He's gonna airdrop it to me, whatever the fuck you call it.
If he does, maybe we'll watch it together. We'll do
Yeah,
an
yeah, yeah.
episode. Okay.
Because that's been on my list ever
Me
since I
too.
saw the trailer for it. It looks really cool. Hold on one sec.
Mm-hmm.
I just need to. Okay, there we go. But speaking of Mason, we wanted to take a moment on this podcast to thank Monsoon and Tsunami, not just for
Drizzle and
nope,
Tsunami?
Drizzle and Tsunami.
I mean,
sorry,
you can thank
Lots
her
of-
too, but
Monsoon, thank you for existing. I really appreciate that about you, that you exist. That sounded like sarcasm, but it wasn't. Drizzle and Tsunami, apologies. I've been day drinking. Not really. Thank you for not just for holding down the fort when I'm
yes,
off at
Either of us.
New York Comic Con and Chris has a lot of school. But thank you for being a part of our channel. I opened up stream today and I saw that we got
a new
a
sub.
raid. We got a new Prime
Yep.
sub. It's
A lot of cool stuff.
the plan is working, right?
Yeah,
But also, I like you guys.
absolutely.
And I apologize. I don't know if you heard this earlier. I was going to appear on stream yesterday. I had a terrible day. Shit hit the fan like right when you went live. I did have you on in the background for a good hour, but I couldn't join you on stream. I meant to. It looked like you guys had a lot of fun. I'm definitely gonna.
I'm really excited to see that stream.
I'm definitely gonna
pull
upload.
the yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say before. I'll definitely upload that before Halloween.
Yes, yeah.
Um.
If I can add to that,
Yeah, go for it.
you guys are great personalities for the channel. You're great friends, and the professionalism that you've been bringing to the channel does not go unnoticed, and we really appreciate it. They are always there, and if they can't make a date,
They make sure they.
they make sure
Yeah.
they make up for it, which is
And
something I
also-
can't even say you and I do. all
Right,
the
right,
time.
right. Yeah. And also, apparently, recently Mason touched a button that made our stream
Oh, I
work
know.
better. So thank
Le-
you.
yeah,
Um.
but you guys are always appreciated, and
Yeah,
we're
totally.
excited for this adventure we continue to go on.
So, what is happening? Did you hear that?
Yes.
Stop! Fucking loud ass cat. Sucks. Not that one. That one's quiet as she always is. Can we get right into news?
Yeah,
'Cause
go
there's
for it.
Kind of quite a lot I wanted to talk about.
Let's get into it.
There's 3 news stories that were important to me that I wanted to talk about. Number 1, Rian Johnson, director of Knives Out and
Mhm.
Last Jedi, has confirmed something that some people were wondering about. He has confirmed that Benoit Blanc, the character that
Mhm.
Daniel Craig plays, is queer. It
Oh,
was
okay.
hinted at in Knives Out
Was it?
very subtly,
Okay.
but it's going to be directly referenced in Glass Onion.
Okay. Cool.
Yes, I thought that was
not
very cool.
something I was expecting, not something I picked up on, but okay.
Me either, you know. But I like it. I
Sure.
appreciate it. I think
Yeah.
it's pretty cool. Rian Johnson he said something. Him and Daniel Craig are like both really on board for this, which is cool. When it's cool when the actor's on board, but it's also cool when the straight actor is on board.
Yeah,
for
well,
the
I feel like coming out of 007, I'm sure he wants roles that are
oh, dude, yeah.
not quite that.
But no, they one or both of them they had a quote where it was just like something to the effect of like, we didn't say it in Knives Out, but like we all knew, or something like
Well,
that.
I didn't know, but okay.
I also didn't, but I'm Good,
Sure.
good for that. I think that's very cool. The rest of the news is negative, unfortunately.
Oh, no.
So, surprising absolutely nobody, it has come to light that James Corden is a big piece of shit.
James Corden.
James Corden.
Oh,
the
yes.
British
No.
late night host.
Yep. I know.
Late-
I know. I even know the story you're talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah.
Late night host of American Late Night, but he is in fact himself British, as I'm led to believe. Apparently that dude sucks shit. There was a restaurateur who came out and was basically like, James Corden was the worst, nastiest customer I've had in the entirety of the time I've been working here, which is like 27 years or something like that. Apparently this is not a new thing because he was also in the restaurant a few years ago, and he was equally as nasty. The newest one was that they got his order wrong, and he was being really nasty, and he was saying like, you need to bring us new drinks now or something. It's just, flexing his like status as a celebrity. There's a real shitty first of all, I don't care who you are, be nice to people who work in service, in the service industry, I believe it's called. Like waiters, clerks, attendants, cashiers.
Oh, absolutely.
You will be a story if you are mean to them. Maybe not one like as mainstream as James Corden, but like when I worked in at Stop and Shop, and I've had other people, say this about their jobs too. Anytime someone made a scene and was very mean to me or one of my coworkers, you were like the talking point for the next week and a half. Like, can you remember? Can you remember when that asshole was a jerk to Emily? I can't believe that guy. Fuck that dude. Or you just look like an idiot, and now we're laughing behind your back. So don't do that. And James Corden came out of nowhere, as far as I'm concerned, and it seems like he's always been this shitty. The original story, the original time that he was in this restaurant, apparently his wife ordered an egg yolk omelet.
Okay.
And there was a little bit of egg white in the yolk. So he said, there's egg white. He was nice about it. He was like, could you please do this again? And they were like, oh, of course. Yeah, no worries. Which, side note, it's not a big deal.
I don't eat egg, but I could only imagine.
It doesn't fucking matter, dude. I would, if I ordered an egg yolk thing, which I wouldn't, and I saw some egg white, I'd be like, oh, more egg. So they remade it, but unfortunately, instead of salad, they gave them home fries. So James Corden freaked the fuck out at them and was like, you don't respect your job, and we need compensation, and I'm James Corden, bitch.
If that happened to me, I can only hope that if I was way more popular than this, that I would be the same way, but I would be annoyed, sure. I don't even think I'd mention it to them, though. I feel like I just have an annoyed appearance that they've not... Let's assume it was... I wouldn't bring it... The first time they brought it back was ridiculous. Having it brought back out and it be wrong again, quotations, I would probably be annoyed if, like, I had something brought back to me twice and they didn't figure it out. But I don't even think I'd mention it. I'd just be like, hey, that's not what they ordered. They'd be like, oh, we'll get the salad out. And I'd just be like, okay. And then that's the end of it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, what are you going to do?
And I agree with you. Taking it a step back, there was a little bit of egg white.
Oh, that's
in
what
the
I'm
yolk.
saying.
Like, what?
Oh, that's what I'm saying. You don't even bring it back for that. The first reason was ridiculous in the first place. But I'm saying, like, if there was an actual reason to bring it back and it gets brought back out.
And then it gets brought back. No, I've had that happen before. Sorry, you did this wrong. Please do it again. They bring it back. It's even more wrong somehow. And you're like, I fucking just do it again, please.
Yeah.
Sorry, you messed up. I don't know what to say. I'm trying to, like.
You realize it's not the waiter's fault.
Right, of course. Yeah.
And you just say, all right, well, I guess we're waiting longer.
Right, yeah. And
Might
then
affect,
you do.
The worst thing he could have done as a celebrity is let it affect the tip a little bit.
No, but he took it to the next level.
Right,
Where he had
he
to
was
make
an
a scene.
asshole.
He had to be a celebrity. Do you know who I am? Let me in this fucking
The worst
Yeah.
thing he should have been able to do as a celebrity was let it affect the tip a little bit.
Right.
But he took it a step even further.
Then you don't even have a story.
Oh, yeah, no, you just say, oh, he messed up. He didn't give us a good enough tip. And then people could even be like, well, you fucked up his order twice.
Right, exactly. Yeah. That's exactly
if
what I
they
mean.
tried making it a story, then he can, he gave himself, he could have not been the bad guy.
Right.
But he made himself the bad guy.
No, yeah. And it seems like with anything like this, it seems like there's a lot of people coming out being like, yeah, and this also sucked. He did this. So,
wow.
Yeah, I don't know. I personally never liked him, not because I thought he was an asshole, but just because I don't think he's funny. I don't care about his show.
I never got it.
I'm just not a fan, but I'm like actively not a fan. And to find out that he's also a shithead is just like, well, it's
Isn't he the one who does the singing in cars with celebrities?
Yeah, carpool karaoke.
Yeah. I never gave a shit about that.
No,
dude.
me either. That's like the number one, like, when I'm browsing YouTube, that's like the number one suggested thing. I've never clicked on one, ever.
No.
And literally every time they post a new episode of that, YouTube's like, are you in on this, right? I'm like, no, please leave me alone.
The show seems like a show I should be into, but maybe it's his personality. I just never gave a shit about that show.
Well, it's a late night show.
Yeah. I just mean the segments, the music,
the
music segments.
Yeah.
The singing in car stuff.
Apparently the driving is fake, but how else are you going to do that?
Right.
Okay. So here's the big one, the one I really wanted to talk about, because it affected me more than I thought it would.
Okay.
Did you hear about what happened with Amouranth? Do you even know what that? Okay. No
Well,
worries.
it's a YouTuber, right? No?
Yes,
Okay.
technically. So, sort of. So I'll catch you up to speed. Amouranth is a Twitch streamer.
Mm-hmm.
She is one who sells her body. Okay?
Okay.
So she has an OnlyFans.
Sure.
If you don't know what that is, people use OnlyFans to be like, hey, do you think I'm hot? Well, if you want to see me naked, do it over on OnlyFans.
Mm-hmm.
For this much money, you know? She also does this thing that she calls hot tub streams, where she is essentially...
hold on. She shows up on my, people streaming
recommended.
right now.
Well, yeah, because she's like the biggest
yeah,
deal.
I was like, I don't, like... I follow us and a few other streamers. Why
Right.
am I seeing this? But I think she's got to be like one of the biggest streamers.
Yes.
That's why she's up
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
So the hot tub stream is essentially she's in a bikini in a hot tub, but
Yeah.
other than that, it's basically just a normal just chatting stream, right?
Yeah.
She gets a lot of criticism for doing that. It's just fucking angry horny men online, angry that they'll never get to date her. So they're like, "You're gonna sell your body." I'm mad about it. How do you just add a way to whatever? She makes
If it works, it works.
She makes hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. Get over it.
Yeah.
I'm not. This is not the point of the story. This is the setup.
Well, we're just letting you know that the Thunder and Lightning OnlyFans is.
It's on the way.
Off, right?
2026. It's in development. It's in development hell. It's starting. It's entering in development hell. No, I just want to. I am not one to judge how individual makes their living.
Yeah.
You do you. If
Mm-hmm.
you like doing this, whatever. It's working clearly.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing to point out is that she is single. Okay.
Okay.
That is an important bit of. Yeah. Also, Markiplier just started an OnlyFans. She shows up too. I think it's how popular she is based on demographic. Yeah, she's very. So I think in your situation where you follow
she's just
like
one of the
two
most
people,
popular.
yeah, Twitch is just like, how about this? Everyone else seems to like it.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of hers, but I'm not like not a fan. I just happen to not be interested in the,
Content.
Yeah, it like I knew about her and I was like, that's cool. You do you. I'm not gonna watch your stuff though. So this week, big huge story about her. She's streaming. She gets a phone call. She goes to a BRB screen. She mutes herself, and then she's gone for like an hour and a half. She comes back on stream, unmutes herself, still on the phone, and she's arguing with her husband. So this
Thought she was single.
Yes,
Oh.
everyone did. So this was her way of telling the world, yes, I do in fact have a husband, but it was also her way of telling the world, my husband is an abusive piece of shit, and I need this out in the world now. So they were in a... He was screaming at her about an argument they had earlier, and you'll never guess what happened in this argument earlier. That's right, you guessed it. She didn't hear something he said properly.
Okay.
And that's why he's angry. So, essentially, he's yelling at her, and he, out of nowhere, says, I'm going to kill your dogs.
Oh, Christ.
That was the final straw. That was the, like, I'm going to unmute myself and just show the world what's happening right now. Because this fucking psychopath basically was like, she was like, why do you say that? Why are you going to, like, she's crying, right? But she's like, why do you say you're going to kill my dogs? And he's like, oh, you heard that, but you didn't hear the other thing I said. And it's like,
what the fuck?
It's like, no shit, dude. Obviously, if you and I are talking, no matter what we're talking about, if you randomly out of nowhere say you're going to kill my dog, I'm going to be like, hey, why did you say that?
I think a little more than that. Hold on. Can we pause right here?
Yeah, sure.
Up until this moment, I was sitting here like, okay, I'm sure this guy's a dick, but we don't know what people's lives are like. Maybe she was being sarcastic. You know what I mean? I was
right.
like, maybe she's being a little manipulative in this scenario.
No,
what
but
the fuck?
First of all, that, yeah. But there is more to the story.
Sure. Up until this point, I was like, okay.
No, exactly. You don't know.
I don't know their story.
We don't know.
I don't know their story. Maybe this is a bigger deal than it, but that is not okay. And that's not okay in any regard. That's horrendous. I can't even... I feel like I'm undermining how horrendous that is right now, but I don't even know the words to say. You don't... What's wrong with you?
No, I know. So she's crying, obviously. He's screaming at her over literally nothing. The phone conversation ends, and the stream continues. She shows text messages from him, and basically he was calling her names, doing all that stuff you shouldn't do to your wife. But he is also apparently in control of all her finances. So she was showing text messages where he would text her. She would take too long to respond. So he would, in retaliation to her not responding to his text message quick enough, just blow $250K on something. It's just like, if you don't text me back in the next minute, it's going to be 300 more or whatever. So apparently, he's in charge of all of her finances. He's in charge of all of her social media. The OnlyFans, the hot tub streams, and the fact that he was a secret was all his idea.
Wow. This is... sorry, not to undermine the situation. This is going to be a Netflix documentary in the next couple of years. I'll call that right now.
Maybe. I would watch it, I think. So... That stream, I want to clarify this story as a happy ending. That stream ends in a very, very concerning way. She's in her living room or whatever, and someone off camera, a female voice, asks her if she's taken her meds yet or something like that. And she was basically like, "What? Why are you asking me that? Why are you asking me if I'm taking my meds?" And then a door behind her starts to open, and then the stream cuts out.
Oh my God.
She was silent on all socials for 2 full days.
I'm getting genuinely afraid. That's
some
horror movie stuff.
It was spooky, dude.
Did you see it?
I didn't see it live, but I saw. Is
the VOD still up?
No, she took it down. But I saw. I can send you Moist Critical's video on it because he did a whole.
Yeah, I would like to. Please. That's scary.
So 2 days goes by. We get very little updates here and there. Apparently, Peach Jar's another Twitch streamer who's in the same line of work as Amouranth, but not nearly as popular because Amouranth has just crazy views she's pulling. Basically, in a very vague way, was like, she's fine, right? Like, she's alive, you know? And then 2 days after the first stream, she streams again, and all she said on Twitter was, "Let's talk," or something like that. She goes live. She stays on the starting soon screen for a half hour, and then the starting soon screen text changes to someone called the cops, be back later, and then stream ended. And then like 6 or 7 hours later, she streamed again. This time she actually made an appearance. And essentially, she she said that she was going to give an update on the situation, but she didn't really do that. And I can only assume that the reason she was being so vague is for legal reasons.
Right.
But here's what she did say. She said that she has gained control of all her accounts, social and financial.
Incredible. That's not easily done immediately.
No.
Unless this is bullshit on his end. Unless he's still in control and telling her to tell people that.
Oh, yeah. No. So what happened was she says that he's seeking counseling, which I don't give a shit about him.
No.
She said that she is seeking financial and emotional counseling for herself. She didn't say we are going to get a divorce, but she started talking about like the future of her dating. So
Wow.
it was like implied that they were not going to be together anymore. A lot of stuff that she just like, she didn't say like, hey guys, here's what happened, but she was just saying stuff that like implied a lot of stuff. Like she was talking about how like now she's going to get to stream her way. And she said like, I hope people still show up for stream even if I don't have a ton of cleavage and all this stuff. So it seems like everything worked out, which was a little concerning because I was like, that was very quick. I'm happy for you, of course, but I don't know. This seems like rushed almost. I don't know if that's the right word, but
well, that's why I'm worried it's just a ploy.
Well, see, here's why I'm pretty sure it's not. That's the right. Like this whole thing could be fake, right? It could be a publicity stunt.
No. I'm not saying the husband and stuff is fake. I'm saying her coming back so quickly, being like, "Oh no, everything's worked out." Could be the husband's way of being like, "You go back on there, you tell them everything's fine, and move on with it."
Yeah. No, you're right. I don't think that's the case because she owns a bunch of horses, and she said that the husband has been preventing her from seeing the horses. The next day after the stream where she was like, everything's fine, she had a horse stream where like for like 4 or 5 hours she was grooming her horses, she was walking her horses. She has a new camera person because while this was going on, basically her old camera person was like, oh, she's my friend, I support her, all that stuff. And it turns out that like he was also like what's the word, instigating and like not being a cool guy, not cancelable like this the husband, but definitely like fireable. So like, and she hasn't streamed since. After the horse stream, she was like, okay, I'm done for real, I'm taking a break, and she hasn't streamed since. So I don't know. It's a very interesting.
Everything okay?
Sorry. The Automod held a response, and I think it's very important because Ashuria brings up a good point. They say abusers don't usually fuck off that easily.
Right. Well, that's my point. What word? I'm curious. What word got held?
Fuck off. Got held.
Oh. Sorry, Ashuria, but
no,
you
worries.
bring up. I'm with you.
Yeah.
That's a little too quick, a little too easy.
That's why I was just like, I was watching this stream and I was just like, I want to be happy for you. I want to like jump for joy and be like, oh, thank God we did it. But like, it's
been like
this
3
all
days.
happened so soon. So
I
don't
mean,
know.
Brittany spent a lifetime trying to get her, a little different situation, but like that illegal stuff like that doesn't just happen. You don't just gain control over everything immediately.
Yeah.
If you hand off control to somebody, that's tough to get back.
Well, that's the thing. Like, maybe she didn't. Maybe this abusive husband was just like, all right, now I'm in control of the money.
Okay, and nothing legal behind it, and then she was like, well, fuck you. I actually,
right,
I've allowed you to...
For the past couple of years, she's like, okay, well, this, abusey relationship.
Yeah.
Typical
I see.
stuff.
That could be the case.
And now, apparently, by her own words, she has a really good support system. Her assistants, her agents, her managers are all team Amouranth and not team the husband, because that'd be psychotic if they were. This guy seems like a real like actual psychopath.
Some of the insane.
Because you hear him on the like yelling at her on the phone because she put it on speaker because she wanted the world to know about this. I was frightened for me, and I wasn't even in the room. Like, that guy seems genuinely like not an okay person.
Wow.
But
That's scary stuff.
it was scary. It was really. This is why I didn't have much to talk about during my week. It was like really bothering me for those 2 days where she was just sort of absent, and I don't even follow
Well, that was
her.
a chilling cliffhanger.
Yeah.
I mean that is scary.
I didn't even follow her. I follow her now, but I wasn't even like a fan. I just heard like something Amouranth, and I was like, oh, okay. And then Critical uploaded a video, and I watched it. I was like, oh my god, that's what's happening with Amouranth, and no one's seen her since then. Great, cool.
Scary.
It was scary, and I was really like invested in this story, and I was very like, it affected my mood. I don't know. It was something about this story just really got to me. And like, I'm sitting at dinner, like not saying much. My parents are like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, yes, but you know, I don't know. It really affected me for some reason. I'm not a victim of abuse. Obviously, it's not hard to sympathize with someone who's being treated like this, especially when you see it firsthand on stream, when you see it happening. But yeah, I don't know. Something about this story just sort of resonated with me in a really emotional way. So coming from, this is Mason in chat. So coming from a counseling background, the gross thing about abusers is that unless they go to a very specific counseling, therapy can just make them more effective abusers.
Yeah. So yeah, I can. I mean, I'm beginning to have a counseling background, but unfortunately, therapy can sometimes give somebody the tools to further emotionally manipulate somebody, which is kind of scary.
Yeah, I have heard about that as well. So I don't know. Hopefully, I mean, I was gonna say something along the lines of like, hopefully he gets the appropriate counseling, but then I remembered I don't give a shit. Hopefully this guy
well, for her
fucks off
sake, for
and is
her
never,
sake.
Well, that's the thing. My hope went from I hope he gets counseling to I hope this guy never bothers Amouranth ever again, and they can have a very cookie cutter divorce, and then I never have to hear about this asshole. But yeah, crazy stuff.
Jesus.
And it didn't even happen to a streamer I like or follow. It just happened to I just really like heartfelt sympathy for this like human.
I'm hearing it all right now, and I'm my emotional state has definitely changed hearing about this. It's a lot of stuff to happen all at once, and I have a feeling, unfortunately, it's not over yet.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll ever hear about the conclusion or see it. If I'm Amouranth, I want everything to happen behind closed doors as much as possible. After that, but yeah, I don't know. I wish for the best. I hope that this like positive, like I get to run my channel my way now. I don't have to worry about that guy anymore. Attitude like is one reality and two stays.
Mm-hmm.
Like stagnates, and she can actually fulfill her, make good on her word of being like now the stream is mine.
Yeah.
Because
be interesting to see how the content may change or vary.
Yeah, dude. She obviously we got that horse stream, which was very vindicating because that was one of her biggest complaints. Like, I haven't seen my horses in so long. Apparently she's like been on a very tight sleeping schedule, so she was excited to get some sleep. But she also said that she was personally excited for the new Pokemon game.
Oh,
so
cool.
If she is about to start streaming video games, which I don't think is a thing she has ever done. If not, she hasn't done it in a while because she's been
doing all this stuff.
Hopefully that works out for her. I don't know.
Yeah. Crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Will that do it for us?
Yeah, I think that'll do it for us.
Getting a little fatigued. 3 podcasts is so many, Anthony.
Yeah, I know. But we did it.
Yeah.
And It's 3 o'clock exactly. So we got right in there. But yeah, so that'll do it. For this stream. Thank you for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe.
Our channel has daily uploads from podcast video essays, let's plays to skits.
Be sure to watch on Twitch. We stream all our video game and podcast content live at 5 EST every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday.
Our intro is by Brad Kendrick and music by Froggy and the Friendship. Link to all that in the description below.
Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.